I was watching ESPN. The Crossfit Games happened to come on. I started watching and my husband walked in. He looked at me and said, "What are you watching?" I said, "Oh, it's this thing called the Crossfit Games." Told him, I don't really know what it is. I guess it's a sport. Philosophy on life is love wins. At the end of the day, if you're doing what you love, you're going to be happy. If you surround yourself with people who love you and that you love, you're going to be happy. Philosophy on life, love wins. Philosophy on CrossFit, better every day. There's always a challenge. There's always something new. Strength sessions are all about how powerful am I, not how strong am I. And at the end of the day, I like to compare me to me. The small goals are where we all start. I French curled a PVC pipe for the first 2 months that I did CrossFit. None of the movements came easy for me. None of the strength came easy. The small goals are what help you get to the big goals, because if you only think about the big picture, you're never going to get there. We need to set smaller goals so that eventually the big goal all just comes together. I grew up in a family of 4 kids. I cannot remember a day in my life when I didn't turn something into a challenge. Everything, whether it was racing to the car to try and get the front seat, or who can eat this Twinkie the fastest. My competitive drive has always been there. I ended up being valedictorian of my high school class. I 4.0'd my way through high school. That's competitive drive. I wanted to be the best. When the professor stood up in front of class and said, "Somebody got 100% on this exam today," I wanted that person to be me. While I was never a great athlete, I was always competitive. When I found CrossFit, it was like the stars aligned. I get to exercise and I get to compete, and people actually know that I'm competing against them. I never looked back. There's never been a time in the past 2 years that I have said, is this really what I want to do? When I say that I want to go to the CrossFit Games, I mean that from the very pit of my stomach, with every ounce of my body, that I want to compete at the Home Depot Center in California because it means so much. I have put in too many hours. There's too much work, too much dedication, too much time spent away from family and friends to not reach the ultimate goal. At the end of the day, the big goal is to go to the 2014 Games. My competitive drive, my spirit, that's what takes me there. Being a CrossFit athlete is a full-time job, and I'm okay with that job. In fact, I love that job. I wouldn't want any other job in the entire world. Have my husband and I, have we had to make sacrifices? Yes. But have I made friends that I will never ever lose? Yes. Have I become the strongest, healthiest, most powerful Sheila I've ever been? Yes. And I wouldn't want it any other way.